So now Greeks, whenever option price is calculated, okay, there are certain components which come out or which are reflected in that option price. They are called Greeks. Okay, there are five kinds. They are like the first order derivatives are five kinds. There's delta, there's gamma, theta, vega, and rho. Okay, so whenever, like I said, option prices are calculated using a black Scholes formula. Okay, wherein if you put in the strike, the spot price, the rate of interest, the time to expiry, if you put in all these details, and of course the volatility, the IV, if we put all of these details into one formula, it will give you the option price for call and for put. Okay, the minute we do that, these also start reflecting. Okay, these are also formulas which are derived. They are the first order derivatives. They are derived from this particular differential equation. Okay, from the Black-Scholes equation. What is delta? So delta is a concept which basically translates to a number which represents the movement in option price with respect to the movement in the underlying price. What this means, if let's say underlying price is 9,000, if T pakadte, okay, underlying price is 9,000, okay, and I say the 9,000 call has a delta of 0.5. Okay, what this means is that if Nifty moves up or down by 100, then the option price will move up or down by 50, because we are multiplying the change in underlying price multiplied by the delta of that option.
So 50 in actual terms or 50 as a percentage of that value at that point of time?
So 50 is the delta of this particular call at that particular time.
So let's say underlying is 9,000 today, okay, and the option price is say 100 rupees, okay. Okay, so let's say Nifty goes up by 100 points. The option price also goes by 50, or it goes up 50% of that value of the price, base
50
price.
rupees.
50 rupees. Okay, so actual terms, real terms.
By rupees 100, by rupees.
Okay. Got it.
Option price earlier was 130. The new price with rupees 100 move will be 130 plus 50 equal to 180.
Okay.
So now we have understood that we can determine, if we know that the delta of a particular option is so and so, we know how much movement we can expect if there is an underlying move of a certain X. In a similar way, let's say 9,000 call has a delta of 0.5, but a 10,000 call has delta of, let's say, just 0.2. So now give me the calculation. If the option price of 10,000 call was, let's say, 50, so new price with rupees 100 move will be what?
70.
Will be what? 50 plus
70, 20 rupees.
Correct. So now we've got how to calculate the new option. We are being able to predict the option price just with having the delta. If the underlying moves by this much, then I know that the new option price will be this much. You can apply this to the whole option chain, right? So it's a very important tool, right? So this is what delta means. What is gamma?
No, so
Any
this you mentioned with respect to calls. Now what about with respect to puts?
same. So let's
Opposite.
say, yeah, opposite, exactly. So if the
Okay.
put has a delta of 0.5 and
Hmm.
the option price was, let's say, 9,000 put,
Huh.
option price was, let's say, 150, let's say,
Huh. Huh.
new price
Hmm.
with rupees 100 move
Hmm.
will be 100 minus equal to rupees 100.
Will be 100 minus 50 rupees.
What
Hello. Can't hear you.
because the market is going up, so the put will drop in its value, right?
Correct. So put mate is the opposite of that, the movement.
Correct. So yeah, so correct. Actually, the delta of the put is actually minus 0.5.
Hmm.
So when you
Okay.
multiply this 100 with minus
Umesh,
0.5, you will
your
actually
voice
come
is buffering.
minus.
Huh? Your voice is buffering. At least to me.
Okay.
I don't know. क्या है?
Let me
हाँ.
change my. Is it better now?
Little better.
Okay, I've changed my Wi-Fi connection.
Hmm.
So now we got this
Yes.
put
So
wala.
हाँ, put का opposite, सीधा minus.
Yeah, it is
Good.
delta is minus
हाँ.
0.5.
हाँ. हाँ.
Okay. So we basically covered delta week. Now we'll shift to gamma. We'll cover all. We'll then come and assimilate all our thoughts. We'll go to an option
Hmm.
calculator and see how all of this is also showing up on an option calculator.
Hmm.
So let's say gamma. What is
Hmm.
gamma? The definition of gamma is the rate of change of delta
Okay.
because of a change in underlying price. So we are basically saying, again, all of these are mathematical formulas. Delta, gamma, theta, vega, rho. They are
Hmm.
all fixed formulas. You punch in some numbers and a new number comes out and it will give you some guidance as to how the option prices will behave. That is why Greeks are important as a predictive tool as to how much risk you are carrying if you have some positions. When you
Hmm.
know that a strategy is delta neutral or it
Hmm.
has a total gamma of something, you can estimate in your head what kind of risk you are holding in that strategy.
Hmm.
Okay, that is why this is important. So by this, what do we mean? Now we know that the 9,000 delta, 9,000 call had a delta of 0.5. Okay. When the underlying moves up to 9,100, the delta of this 9,000 call will also move up to maybe 0.55 or 0.6. What does this mean actually? Means what do you mean by delta? We say that how much will an option price move because of a change in the underlying movement. Okay, so when we are saying that the call is at 9,000, we are saying that there's a 50% chance that this 9,000 call will expire in the money. Okay, and similarly the put also has a chance, a 50% chance that this will expire in the money. So both are having an equal delta of 50-50. They are right at the ATM at the money and it can go either ways. This is like a probability distribution, right? The market is trying to gauge how to price the options and it is saying that all right, we are at 9,000, we don't know whether it is going to go up or down. So there is a 50% chance it will go up, 50% chance it will go down. And hence the delta of the ATM call and the ATM put both are at 50. Okay.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
if let's say the call, what are the chance of, let's say, a 7,000 call, okay, expiring in the money in let's say 20 days. We know that 7,000 call is 2,000 points down. So there's a very, very high chance that it will expire in the money, correct? and hence the delta of that particular call will be close to 1. There's almost 100% chance, let's say, or a 99% chance, or a 98% chance. And hence, we will say that the delta of 7,000 call is 0.98. Is this making sense?
नहीं समझ में नहीं आया.
Nahin? So basically, an ATM call, the delta is 0.5. Let's just take that at face value.
हाँ.
ATM call and put in both cases the delta is 0.5 and minus 0.5. Okay. As the markets go up, the chances of the call expiring in the money get higher.
Correct.
And hence the delta goes up.
Okay.
So from 0.5, as the market goes up, the same call will now have a delta of 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9. And at expiry, if it is expiring in the money, then basically the delta was
so 1. As the market comes closer to as the option comes closer to being in the money, the delta becomes closer to 1.
Closer to 0. At ATM it is 0.5.
Okay.
Then as the market keeps going up, then the delta keeps increasing.
Right. So the moment it gets in the money, the delta keeps rising.
Delta keeps rising. Absolutely.
हाँ. So let's say 9,000 अभी निफ्टी है और 9,000 का 9,000 or maybe 9,000 का एक कॉल हम लोग देख रहे हैं.
Right.
So as Nifty goes to 9,100, the delta of 9,000 call will keep rising.
Absolutely.
So 9,200 हुआ तो फिर और rise होगा वो.
Correct.
हाँ. Okay.
The delta will keep rising.
Okay.
Absolutely. And similarly for put, that as the market goes up, the delta will keep dropping. And if the spot is going down, then it will have an inverse impact. The delta of the call will keep dropping and the delta of the put will keep rising. Okay. So now we have determined that there is something called delta in options, and it also keeps moving with as the spot moves. This is established. The rate at which the delta moves is called gamma.
Okay.
The acceleration, the rate of change. So let's say the rate of change of delta because of the change in underlying. So 9,000 call had a delta of 0.5. When the underlying moves up to 9,100, the delta of this call will move up to 0.55, let's say.
Okay.
So how much has this got changed? It has changed from 0.55 minus 0.5. So what is the difference?
0.05. 10%. No?
So this is gamma.
Okay.
The rate of change from the old delta to the new delta happens because of the gamma. So this is a little difficult concept to understand, but it is super duper important in option strategies. Matlab super duper important.
The gamma or the delta? Delta is most important.
Delta is most important because it is straight, like a direct derivative to the spot price.
Correct.
So it is like super duper important. But gamma is like where the hidden risks are. And when we will, tomorrow we'll work in option strategies and we'll do some complex strategies as well. What's up? So we will then do these gamma scalping strategies, which will give you an idea of why this gamma is so important and why there's hidden risk in gamma. So we will figure that. Now theta. Like I said, option price, for calculation of option price because of the black shoals, it takes all of this, right? Strike, spot price, rate of interest, time to expiry. So this time to expiry is an important concept. It is like writing an insurance policy. If I have to write an insurance policy, for just next 10 days, I will take a very less premium because I can judge that this person will not die in like 10 days.
Correct.
If I have to write somebody's policy for the next 50 years, I will take a much higher premium because
Sure.
it's like most certain that, so time to expiry definitely is an important factor.
Hmm.
So every single day that we are getting closer to expiry, the option prices will drop because
Hmm.
the risk on behalf of the writer is dropping, right? That this
Correct.
particular option is going to expire out of money.
Hmm.
uh, Finally, option writer wants that the risk he's taking should be the premium which he's receiving should basically be all with him, and the option which he's written is expiring out of money. That is why he's writing it. That okay, this is the risk premium which I deserve to take this particular risk and write this option. So as the time decreases when till the expiry, the option prices keep dropping.
Correct.
So every single day that the days to expiry drops,
Hmm.
the option prices drops by a certain number. That
Hmm.
number is theta. So when I
Okay.
say a theta of a option, so today is, let's say, market is Nifty is at 9,000,
Hmm.
and like I said, Nifty 9,000 call is 100 and let's say 20 rupees,
Hmm.
and theta of this call is let's say 8 rupees. If I tell you this, and you have to gauge what will be the option price tomorrow, if when Nifty continues to be at 9,000, the only thing which is changing is days to expiry. 1 day is reduced. Then I will be able to gauge that the new option price will be 120 minus 8 equal to 112. So now I have been able to determine an option price with one extra piece of information which I provided you called theta. So if I tell you that the theta of my portfolio is 50,000 rupees, you can immediately gauge in your head that with the passage of time of 1 day,
Hmm.
all other things remaining equal, this portfolio will earn 50,000 rupees. In short, when you're shorting options, you earn theta.
Hmm.
When you're buying options, you actually pay this theta because you have bought something and it is going to surely drop in value tomorrow.
Hmm.
Surely means it's
Hmm.
guaranteed, provided all other components remain the same.
Remain the same. Correct.
Spot remains the same, IV remains the same, all
Correct.
things remain equal. Because of theta, the option prices drop every single day. Is this part clear?
So this is the time value of that particular thing.
Yeah. So
Theta.
the total time value, yesterday we covered concepts like the intrinsic value and the time value, correct?
Huh. Huh.
Intrinsic value to can't depreciate because that is the core value of the option. Means it's
So
the difference
intrinsic
between
value
spot.
keeps moving with the spot price
Of
moving,
course,
right?
of
Huh.
course. To
Huh.
understand all of this, let's assume for a second that the spot is static.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
spot is there only.
Hmm.
So the intrinsic value of all options will
Hmm.
remain the same.
Hmm.
With respect, because spot minus strike will remain the same. That you know
Hmm. Hmm.
But so what the balance part is what time value.
Time value.
This time value keeps getting depreciated till the time we reach expiry.
Correct.
Every day when it drops by this theta number.
Hmm.
And by the end, till the expiry, all time value is completely absorbed and it becomes zero.
Zero.
Finally, at the end, and in expiry, all that is left of all option values is the intrinsic value.
Intrinsic
It is
value.
zero time
Absolutely.
value. On
Absolutely.
expiry date at 3:30 when the market collapses, what you are collapsing the option prices at is intrinsic value. So all in the money options have some value. All out of money options become zero.
Zero.
You will see at Nifty, in the Nifty option chain, it shows 0.05, which is like the minimum which
Hmm.
NSE allows a instrument to be
Okay.
at.
So how is this say, let's say you mentioned 8 rupees. How is this number arrived at,
Correct.
that theta?
So yes. So when we put all of this in a Black-Scholes calculator, no,
Hmm.
all of these figures,
Hmm.
it will also give you all of these.
Okay.
It will give
Okay,
you.
okay,
It
okay.
will give you that option positions, theta,
Huh.
gamma. It will give you all the Greeks. We will
Okay,
go to our
cool.
option calculator now.
Huh.
After we've understood the theoretical concept,
ठीक है, ठीक है.
and there we will keep experimenting by increasing the
You can
IV.
go up a little, go up when you were doing the delta part. So delta, go down, go to delta, lower. Okay, now this, that explanation of delta, put it below delta, na, because वो ऊपर चला गया. So when you share the sheet with us, we can at least read it. So if Nifty moves up or down and all that you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
हाँ, if Nifty, वो put it below delta.
Okay.
हाँ, or put delta above that, whatever. नहीं, हाँ, okay, correct.
Yeah.
हाँ.
So this
So,
is
so we'll know कि ये डेल्टा का एक्सप्लेनेशन है, फिर वो गामा का है एंड
yeah,
ऑल दैट. या.
delta, gamma,
ठीक है. नाउ वेगा.
okay.
Hmm.
So theta more or less making sense.
Hmm.
It is a number which translates to how the option prices will react with respect to passage of time.
Fine.
Okay. तो ये तो लिख देता हूँ इधर. How option prices will change with respect to passage of time. It's a number and which denotes change in price in 1 day. Okay.
Cool.
When I say theta of 8, it means that the option prices will drop by 8 rupees or gain by 8 rupees. Like it can't gain with if passage of time, theta has to go down. Passage of time is not like a two-way street. It is always a one-way street. That's why shorting options is so tempting, because you know with passage of time you're going to get
Yes.
this money for sure. But before the theta can play its magic, all the other Greeks come and they dance on your head, and that is why which is mostly Vega and Delta. That is why short portfolios get screwed. Vega is what? Vega is again a number. Number which translates to how an option price will move with respect to 1 percentage point in IV. IV is what? Volatility.
Okay.
So when we say that the vol will increase by 1% and the Vega of this is 20 rupees, let's say, okay, all things remaining equal. Let's say today itself, Nifty is at 9,000. 9,000 call is like, let's say, 120 rupees. The Vega of this call is, let's say, 20 rupees. Okay. And current IV is, let's say, 50%. Okay. Now I say that if IV changes to 51%, what will be the new price of this 9,000 call option? So what's the answer? So 120 was the old price. The IV has increased from 50 to 51. And I have said that 1 percentage point in IV can be represented by this Vega number. So the Vega is 20 rupees. So now as the price increases from 50 to 51, the new option price will be 120 plus 20.
Plus 20, okay.
Equal to 140. Like that. Now I give you two pieces of information. That today, so this happened. If the same thing would have happened tomorrow, so this, because of the Vega,
Hmm.
the price has increased from 120 to 140. And
Hmm.
because the theta
Because
was 8
theta, it
rupees,
will drop by 8 rupees.
and it will drop by 8.
Minus 8.
So
Okay.
now the new price will be 132.
132.
So now with
Okay.
just two pieces of information, you have
Hmm.
come to know that the new option price has increased because of this, decreased because of this, and now I'll give you a third piece of information. Now the
Hmm.
delta has was 0.5
Hmm.
and the markets moved up by 50 rupees.
Hmm.
Matlab the option price moved up by 50 rupees. So now I know 132 plus 50, the new option price will be 182. When tomorrow the market will be at 9,100.
Okay.
So tomorrow market at 9,100 of a option with delta 0.5, theta 8 and vega 20.
Hmm.
So ये तीन pieces of information say I have now determined how an option price will look tomorrow.
Okay.
Making sense?
Cool. Yep. Yep. Yep.
So now we have seen that all of the components which have been put in the Black-Scholes model,
Hmm.
okay, this is the Black-Scholes model. The spot price is represented by delta.
Yeah.
Means as the spot is going up and down, the delta is getting affected.
Hmm.
Gamma is a second layer of derivatives which works on the delta. It is not the first layer of, it's not the first derivative.
Hmm.
Rate of interest is another component which is represented by rho, which we'll go through, but it is not very important because rate of interest generally remain, more or less the same. So it doesn't affect the option prices too much. Then time to expiry is now represented by theta and IV is represented by vega. So all the components in calculating an option price, we are getting some Greeks out of them.
Hmm.
Making sense? So rho is again a number
Yep.
which represents a rise or change. Should rise because of change in interest rates. Like that. Any questions here before we start the option calculator?
So rho is something which more or less stays stagnant in an economy until
Yeah,
unless it is changed
correct,
drastically by the government or something like that, right?
correct, absolutely,
So the least affecting factor is the rho as of
absolutely,
now. Okay.
absolutely. And now in the US, to the rate of and this is supposed to be the risk-free return, means at which the futures are calculated or whatever. So now in the US market, it's
Rate.
like 3% a year or whatever.
Uh,
The repo rate has become zero now over there for the first time. They've collapsed it. They don't have any more movement.
mm,
Anyways, that's a different thing. So yeah, anything which I should
cool.
stress upon before we go to the option calculator and we see actual live option prices and the various Greeks and how to understand them.
नहीं बस ठीक है.
It's fine.